Hi everybody, my name is Jaden.
I'm Eli.
I'm Jason.
I'm Caden.
I'm Nicole.
And we are the Yahushua and the Torah channel. We thank you guys very, very much for hanging out. One day we will get our intro down and we will sound professional. And we will be a bunch of professional people that are doing this. Maybe, maybe not. How you guys doing out there?
Good.
Everyone good? Thank you to our little family out there who has joined us on this. We love you guys very, very much. We appreciate you guys. We have a little itty bitty tiny table, but there is plenty of room for all of you guys. We will put our elbows in, squeeze right next to each other, and we will read the word of Yah. And today is it's month 8 on our Creator's calendar. It is a second day on the week of our Creator. It's the 26th day on his month, and it is the 21st on the Babylonian Gregorian calendar, and that is that. I wanted to show you guys something that was really awesome in case you guys missed the video that we did. Nicole was she was a busy gal yesterday, and she did so much work from the break of sun to the dawning of the sun, and or if that breaking to the dawning, or breaking to the
Dawning to sunsetting.
Sunsetting. I'm just getting old. You'll have to work with me here. So here we are. This is what she did yesterday. And so if you go to Yahushua and the Torah and you click under the downloads, you can get any of these books. The free Restored Names Scriptures download is a beautiful, beautiful translation. It is not fully cleaned up yet. We're not where we want to be with it yet, but it is a great beta version of it. You can also get Enoch, Jasher, Tobit, Judith, Esther editions, Sirach, Baruch, letter of Jeremiah, prayer of Azariah, Susanna, Bel, and the dragon, Ezra 1, Ezra 2, the prayer of Manasseh. First and second Maccabees are going to be there today. First Maccabees is there now. And then we have the Targum of Palestine. So guys, those are all free downloads. Absolutely free, because our Creator has given us the Torah for free, and he never wanted us to charge for it. And so we are there. And so how you guys doing?
Good.
How's you guys tired?
A little bit.
A little tired? Anything exciting going on?
I don't think so.
Nothing at all? Oh, well, that's kind of boring.
Did I phrase things?
Oh, I don't know. It's just kind of boring. There's nothing going on. You guys are like zombies?
No.
No? Got any jokes? You got any dog jokes? Got nothing.
I don't think so.
You got nothing. Wow.
The Grand put one out. What's the best kind of wood?
Oh, yeah. What's the best kind of wood? You guys know?
Bark?
Barkwood?
No, it's a dogwood.
Dogwood.
Oh, is that actual wood? Dogwood?
Yeah, it's a dogwood tree.
Dogwood
There's
tree.
such things.
Yeah, and it has a lot of bark.
And they have beautiful blooms. They're beautiful flowers.
All right, so here we go. All right, guys, and so we are on Luke 2, and we are reading it out of the wonderful version that we have right here, and you guys can go to the website. You can download this. We will be delivering a version everybody can print off if you would like very, very soon, and we are just really getting the word of Yah out as much as we possibly can, and hopefully it'll be for many generations. Hopefully they'll pass these PDFs around for many, many generations long after we are gone. Okay, so Luke 2. And it came to be in those days that a decree went out from Caesar Augustus for all the world to be registered. This took place as a first registration while Quirinius was governing Syria. Who do you guys say?
Mine says Quirinius, and the little thing says Cyrenius.
Yeah.
And then governor of Aram, which says it's Syria.
So the king says Cyrenius, and this is Quirinius. Okay, and all were going to be registered, each one to his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth, to Yehuda, to the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David. Okay, so what does it say? Why is Joseph going up and out of the city of Nazareth to Yehuda? Why is he doing this?
Because he's going back to where he had to pay his taxes.
Yeah, and
Census.
a census. And so is this a Hebrew census?
No.
No, this is like a Roman.
They weren't actually. They were told not to do these things, not to number the people like this.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the Romans didn't care. They did what they wanted.
right. Okay, which is called Bethlehem because he was of the house of the lineage of David, to be registered with Miriam, who was engaged to him, being pregnant. And it came to be that while they were there, the days were filled for her to give birth. And she gave birth to her firstborn Ben, and wrapped him up, and laid him down in a feeding trough, because there was no room for them in a lodging place. And in the same country, there were shepherds living out in the fields, keeping watch over their flock by night. And look, a messenger of Yahuwah stood before them, and the esteem of Yahuwah shone around them, and they were greatly afraid. And again, this is super, super cool right here, guys. I'm showing everybody on the screen here what our name of our creator is in Paleo Hebrew, ancient Hebrew. Is ancient Paleo?
Yeah.
Ancient.
Same thing.
Yeah. So it is and then there is normal Hebrew, which is like new school Hebrew, and it doesn't look anything like this. It looks a little bit like it, but not.
There's also pictograph.
It's pictograph, right?
It's more fancy looking.
It is fancier looking. Yep. Okay, and so a messenger of Yahuwah stood before them, and the esteem of Yahuwah shone around them, and they were greatly afraid. And the messenger said to them, do not be afraid, for look, I bring you good news of great joy, which shall be to all people. Because there was born to you today in the city of David a Savior, who is Hamashiach, the Adon. And this is the sign for you. You shall find an infant wrapped up, lying in a feeding trough. Jade, what do you got?
So in 11, the Sefer has it really bad. It says, which is Yahuwah the Mashiach. It says that Yahuwah was born. It goes, for unto you is born this day in the city of David the Savior, which is Yahuwah the Mashiach.
See, and the Sefer is absolutely the worst one of the worst translations there is. There's a lot of really bad translations, but Dr. Stephen Pidgeon and his Sefer group have really annihilated the word of Yah.
Another thing is where the angel was like, don't be afraid. Like, I'm sure that doesn't help much. Dude just appears out of nowhere, like shining in the sky. Like, it's like, don't be afraid.
It would help a lot. Because
I don't know. I still be scared if somebody used to count out of the sky.
Well, yeah, you're still going to be scared, but imagine if he goes, boo, instead of don't be afraid, right?
Oh, he like charges at you and like says run for your life.
Yeah, as he runs towards you and says don't be
Yeah,
afraid.
he's trying to give him comfort, letting him know he's there for good.
Right, and that's what you want to hear. Those are the words. Don't be afraid, right? I'm not going to hurt you. Something that could hurt you. Oh, okay. You're still going to be afraid, but maybe you'll be less afraid. Okay, 13. And suddenly there was with the messenger a crowd of the host of the Shamaim praising Elohim and saying, esteemed Elohim in the highest, and on earth peace among men with whom he is pleased. And it came to be, when the messengers had gone away from them into the Shamaim, that the shepherds said to each other, indeed, let us go to Bet Lechem and see this matter that has taken place, which the Adon has made known to us. Okay, so they just said Adon has been made known to them. Who are they talking about with the Adon?
Mine says Yahuwah.
Yahuwah made known to them. Okay, and so we know that the Adon is also Yah. It's also
It just
Yah.
means master.
Master, right? Okay,
And this one says Lord.
Lord, right? And they took that out. But if you don't capitalize all of Lord, it actually means Baal, and in Hebrew as
Shouldn't
well.
be saying it anyways.
Yeah,
he
you
has a
should-
name. It's not Lord.
Yeah, it's not his name. That's for sure. Okay. And they came in haste and found Miriam and Joseph and the infant lying in a feeding trough. And having seen, they made known the matter which was spoken to them concerning the child. Now, what do you think these guys... number one, this was not an instantaneous thing. These guys did not immediately go out of the field and travel all the way overnight.
They didn't have phone books. They didn't have like anything to look at where people live.
Right.
So they were like searching for.
So
like,
this
everywhere.
is a long time. This was not he was born and at the same time these guys came.
And I'm sure they didn't stick around Yehuda for a long time. They probably went back to Nazareth.
Right. But here's the thing, though. He was still in a feeding trough when they made it there. But we know that it took them a while to get to him to begin with.
It's not the same ones, is it?
No, I think there's
This is a
there's
different-
two.
set?
There's the
These are different-
shepherds
These are the ones that were their
and there's the
sheep.
wise men.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
These are the shepherds.
All right. I'm totally
I still think
confused.
it took like a day or so before they.
Okay,
even
so
showed
I'm-
It had to take a little bit. to
I'm
get
thinking
there.
that the shepherds are probably pretty close since they're in like a feeding trough and like a kind of little area. There's probably shepherds around somewhere.
Because I wouldn't imagine you're going to sit in a feeding trough for weeks on end.
No, it's probably
like they were there
a
for just a
day,
little
two.
bit. But the wise men that came, they saw him.
They came when he was like 2 years old.
Right.
But I don't think he was in the feeding trough then. But
Okay. All right. Well, this is good. This is why it's okay to get really old. And as long as I have you youthful people around me that can keep reminding me of this stuff that I've read over and over and over and over, but I guess I can't grasp it. Okay. So we have him in a feeding trough, and having seen, they made known the matter which was spoken to them concerning the child. And all those who heard marveled at what the shepherds said to them. But Miriam kept all these matters, considering them in her heart. And the shepherds returned, boasting and praising Elohim for all they had heard and seen as it was spoken to them. And when 8 days were completed for him be circumcised, his name was called Yahushua, the name given by the messenger before he was conceived in the womb. And again, I'd like to point out, and I think we actually had a spelling of this yesterday that was incorrect. Did you ever fix those?
I did.
And so this is
the right way.
this is the correct spelling of Messiah Yahushua, the correct way. This is the name above all names, and it's Yad Het. What is the what,
Shin.
Is that a Shin? Mm-hmm. Shin.
Sheen.
Yad Het Wad, and then whatever the
Shin.
Shin. What's the last one now?
I think that's Ayin.
I think Ayin.
Ayin. Okay, yep. We are not Hebrew people. We should be, though. Maybe one day we will have the perfect language. Okay, so he was conceived. So basically, it says 8 days were completed for him to be circumcised. Now, a lot of people do not think that these people kept the Torah. Why would they be circumcising our Messiah on the 8th day? Anyone?
Because of the Torah.
Right. Okay, and so does that clearly says that the parents of our Messiah kept the Torah?
Yep. So far so good.
So far, so good. Okay. Let's see. The name given by the messenger before he was conceived in the womb. And when the days of her cleansing, according to the Torah of Moshe, were completed, they brought him to Jerusalem to present him to Yahuwah. Okay, what are we talking about? A cleansing according to the Torah.
Well,
It's
when a woman gave birth, she was unclean for a certain amount of time. And then she would basically have 33 days for a male and 66 for a female. And since Yeshua was a male, she was unclean for 33 days.
Right. And so this is yet another example. We learned that they circumcised their child according to the Torah. Now she's cleansing herself. So she would have been in, 33 days later. So she went, and again, according to the Torah, they are working what they should be doing. 23. As it has been written in the Torah of Yahuwah, every male who opens the womb shall be called Kodesh to Yahuwah, and to give an offering according to what is said in the Torah of Yahuwah, a pair of turtle doves or 2 young pigeons. And see, there was a man in Jerusalem whose name was Shimon, and this man was righteous and dedicated, looking for the comforting of Yisrael, and the Ruach HaKodesh was upon him. And it had been revealed to him by the Ruach HaKodesh that he would not see death before he sees Hamashiach of Yahuwah. And he came in the Ruach of the Mikdash, into the Mikdash. And as the parents brought in the child, Yahushua, to do for him according to the usual practice of the Torah, then he took him up in his arms and Barak Elohim and said, now you let your servant go in peace, Adonai, according to your word. For my eyes have seen your deliverance, which you have prepared before the face of all the peoples, a light for the unveiling of the Gentiles and the esteem of your people Yisrael. And Yosef and his mother were marveling at what was said about him. Okay, let's break this down, guys. What happened here? What are we?
Basically, they said he's going to teach the Gentiles. He's going to redeem the people, and he's going to be the savior.
Miriam, the mother of Messiah, has had a lot of times to contemplate things, right?
Well, she already knows a little bit of what's going on.
So she was in wonderment when the angel first came to her, right? And he greeted her in the name, right? She's like, what kind of woman who am I to be greeted of such a thing? And so if we're looking at some qualities of the mother of our Messiah, she was not boastful. She was not prideful. She was not, you would, if you came down and somebody said, hey, you are the one, you are the chosen one, you will deliver the Messiah, you might get a big head. You might start thinking, wow, I am good, or I am all this. But even when these guys were saying these things, it says, she just considered it in her heart. So she seems like she's a quiet woman, right? She doesn't say a lot, at least that we know of. So what else do we have with this? We have this guy, Shimon, who's this old guy. And so he found out. And can you imagine that? Being that guy, finding out and meeting the Messiah before you died. That would be amazing. That would be, you could now die in peace. And that's essentially what he said. I can now go in peace because I have seen the promise that you have delivered to us. And it's amazing. And so we all have this promise, and we can all deliver upon this promise that is to us. But it takes two things, and it takes the Torah, and it takes the faith of Messiah Yahushua. Okay, and Shimon barak them, and said to Miriam his mother, see, this one is appointed for a fall and rising of many in Yisrael, and for a sign spoken against, And a sword shall pierce through your own being also, so as to reveal thoughts of many hearts. And there was Cana, a Nebiah, a daughter of Peniel of the tribe of Asher. She was advanced in years and had lived with a husband 7 years from her maidenhood. Okay, I'm going to stop right there because I sat there and I thought about that last night. I was trying to...
I can never figure this one out. I don't understand quite.
I think she's 7 years old, I think is what that was. I sat and I thought about this for the longest time yesterday.
NIV says she was very old. She had lived with her husband 7 years after her marriage.
She was very old. She had lived with her husband 7 years after her marriage.
Maybe.
So
That leaves more questions. That makes less sense.
Yeah, and had lived with a husband 7 years from her maidenhood. So being a maid.
Oh, okay. Well, if we read it down, we read one more verse, it makes more sense why. If she was only with him for 7 years.
Okay, and she was a widow of about 84 years who did not leave the Mikdash, but served Elohim with fastings and prayers night and day.
So basically, she was with her husband for 7 years. He died, and then she never got married. She just basically stayed in the temple.
Oh, she was a widow. I got it. Okay, she was a widow for 84 years.
That makes more sense.
Okay. So, but where does it say? And had lived with her husband 7
So
years.
basically, after their marriage, they would kill her for 7 years and then he died.
Okay. All right.
It's not too long.
It's not very long at all. Okay. 38. And she, coming in at that moment, gave thanks to Yahuwah and spoke to him to all who were waiting for redemption in Jerusalem. And when they had accomplished all according to the Torah of Yahuwah, they returned to Galilee, to their city, Nazareth. And the child grew and became strong in spirit, being filled with wisdom. And the favor of Elohim was upon him. And his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the festival of the Pesach. Is that right for Jerusalem? On that?
Jerusalem?
There's a space in there, right?
There's a space.
No,
Yeah.
I gotta fix that.
That's not right?
No, if you refresh, it's actually fixed.
Oh, you fixed it just now?
I did a little bit ago.
Oh, that's tight. Okay, great. Okay, Jerusalem. So, and when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem according to the practice of the festival. Now, what practice are we talking about, gents?
We're talking about the Feast of Passover. They are celebrating Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
So, why were they going up there?
Because all males were to appear before Yahuwah 3 times a year during the feast times.
Yep. 43. When they had accomplished the days as they returned, the child Yahushua stayed behind in Jerusalem, and his parents did not know it. But thinking he was in the company, they went a day's journey and were seeking him among the relatives and friends.
So basically, you see here, everyone goes to the 3 days before. It seems like the whole family, all of the women and children,
Yeah.
all go with the males. They go and celebrate. So they pretty much have a whole bunch of vacation days every year.
Yep. Now, I don't want to bash the parents of Messiah Yahushua, but they just left their kid for an entire day, and they thought he was with them. Was it 3 days here?
Wait till you get down further.
Okay, and Nicole just gave me the 3 because she translated all this last night, so she knows these chapters really good. So I'm not going to say they're derelict parents or anything of the sort. Maybe Messiah Yahushua was more mature than other kids and didn't need watching or something of the sort, but there was never a time that I would ever leave you guys, especially being in North America, Babylon. There's just way too many pedophiles and wild stuff going on there. And so we never did that. And so I thought that was very interesting.
But they were with a company, so there was a lot of
It
people.
seems like there's a lot of relatives there. So he said they thought maybe he was hanging out with maybe one of his cousins or something.
Yep. Where is Messiah Yahushua? Okay. And not having found him, they returned to Jerusalem, seeking him. And it came to be after 3 days that they found him in the Mikdash, sitting in the midst of the teachers, both listening to them and asking them questions. Okay. Where was he at for 3 days?
Sitting in the temple.
Learning.
with his dad.
Where did he eat? Did he eat during those days?
I'm sure they
I
fed.
hope the people fed him.
How old was he?
12.
12. Okay, so we have a 12-year-old that just got left on his own for 3 days, and they found him back, and he was in the midst of the teachers, listening to them and asking them questions. And all who heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers. So at 12 years old, he's already a legal beagle when it comes to Torah. Okay? And having seen him, they were amazed, and his mother said to him, "Son, Ben, why have you done this to us? See, your father and I have been anxiously seeking you. And he said to them, why were you seeking me? Did you not know that I had to be at that of my father? But they did not understand the word which he spoke to them. And he went down with them and came to Nazareth and was subject to them. But his mother kept all these matters in her heart. And Yahushua increased in wisdom and stature and in favor with Yahuwah and men.
You know, it talks a lot about his mother Mary after this, but Joseph doesn't really,
But nothing about his dad.
Yeah, Joseph doesn't really get talked about much after
Right.
this. Like, I don't know what happens to him. Like, I don't know, maybe if he died, or maybe he just, like, wasn't there much.
I don't know, but I'm going to cut us off because we have the dogs that are about to go wild here. And so before they do this, they're past the uncontrollable spot. I would like to bid all of you guys goodbye. Much love. We love you guys all. Thank you guys very, very much for listening in. And I guess that is the end.
All right, shalom.
Bye, guys.